Ooh, hey, I
Hey
got the button update.
everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's Friday night. Welcome to the Wildflower Wool YouTube channel. Jocelyn from Northern Knits Podcast is here. And we're going to talk to you guys about our 2-week sweater challenge knitting update. This is halfway through. So this is where we're going to reveal if we're on track.
What's she going for now? Get into trouble. That grandma's not watching you.
She's
You
eyeing
show her.
Daisy. She's pointing to Daisy.
Daisy, run for it. Run for it. Don't stay. Danger, cat, danger.
Daisy actually settled up here. Scarlett and I went out and did a few errands this afternoon. We came home and Daisy was sleeping on this really cozy blanket.
Yeah.
And she actually stayed and let Scarlett carefully in a couple of not so gentle pets. So Daisy did really, really good. That's the most she's ever let Scarlett interact with her. So, all right, as you guys can see, we've got a third co-host tonight. So if I have to mute myself every once in a while,
We will make do.
We will make do. That's right.
I forgot to take my allergy meds, so I'm a little bit sneezy. It's just how it is. I took them late today. It happens. I have found for the most part, cats are generally okay with little people. Like they understand they're little people, so they kind of tolerate them like they're kittens, because in their brain they are kittens. You still have to watch them because little kids will pet too hard, and the cat's form of saying absolutely not is a bite.
Exactly. And Daisy can be, like she'll bite me quite often. She likes to be pet and whatever, and then
Yeah,
when she's had enough and she bites.
yeah, that's how they tell
So
you no.
yeah, so I'm just being super extra careful because I
Yeah.
don't want her to bite Scarlett, but she did exactly what you said today, which really surprised me, was
Yes.
that yeah, she seemed very, very patient because Scarlett was,
Yeah.
just grabbed her ear and
Most cats are, I mean, you'll get the occasional cat, but cats are like people, they all have different personalities, right?
yeah,
But
no,
it's the bite is the cat's way of saying I'm done now. Like cats teach consent. Scarlett's a little young, but once she's in full blown, we can pick up the cat and manhandle its size. Okay, well then the cat needs to be able to tell Scarlett no.
yeah. So, but anyways,
But
yeah,
yeah,
they did very good this afternoon.
we
So
thought the same of my mom's cats when my niece was little. But yeah, no, my mom's cats let, and they were senior citizens by the time my niece showed up. Yeah, they let her carry her around, and for a good chunk of her life, like she wasn't strong enough to pick Smokey up, so Smokey would walk on his bottom two paws because my niece would have him by his front two paws, and away they went. And
yeah.
they were pretty chill. They weren't fans of getting dressed because she would try to dress them sometimes. But by the time she got to that stage, we were like, if the cat bites you, we told you the cat might not
Yeah,
like that, right? So
yeah.
like, but at the very, very little stage, we watched, obviously, but they were, for the most part, I find they're generally no worse or better than dogs. Dogs get a little aggressive in kids' faces because they want to be friends so much.
Mhm.
Yeah, that sometimes that can be a problem, but it's generally okay. Again, you get the occasional dog that's not good for kids. When we were growing up, like when I was little, my grandmother's dog couldn't be around us because they had a thing for biting.
Oh
It's an
yeah,
aggression problem. So like we had to be watched a bit more. But again, they're like anybody else. They have their own personalities. My cat would runs away from children. She runs away from children. She is frightened of them. She doesn't know what to do. She hides. But she also runs away and hides when she scares herself because the toy is behind her and she forgot that her toy was there. So
oh.
like
So yeah, we can, yeah. Well, hello everybody. We've got some people coming in here. So
oh
who's
lovely.
hi in the chat? Nikki is here. Hey Nikki, I hope you're
Hey,
feeling
Nikki.
good. Liz.
I hope you're mostly dug out.
Oh, Tracy and Jen. Alexandra, Jude, Therese. Hey Therese. It is Saturday for you, isn't it?
Ooh, yeah.
So, all right. So we're here tonight to talk more about knitting and
Progress.
sweaters. So we are at the 1 week mark of the 2 week sweater knitting challenge. Next Friday, we will be here to reveal the process or the finished item, our finished sweater from our challenge. So I think last week, didn't we decide, or like I kind of counted up people, and there was
11, wasn't there?
I think 11 people, you and I and 9 others, or
I think so.
11 others and us. 11, 13. I can't remember exactly what the number was now.
Summer, we were double digits. I was very excited about that.
We were
However, we
double
got
digits.
there.
Yes.
However, we got there.
And I saw somebody left me a comment on YouTube, I think, and saying
good.
that she was like, oh darn, she said I meant to join in, but life happened and she didn't this time. So that's all right. As long as we
Totally
buy
fine.
the seed, next February we will do the 2 week sweater challenge again.
We're kind of addicted to this challenge.
It is so much fun.
Guys, heads up, we had an eye rub before we started, so if we're not an hour and a half today, it's because someone needs to go to bed. And it may
That's
honestly
right.
be me, not Scarlett. Like, I may need to go to bed.
It could be me too.
Could be me. I've reached that stage in my life where bedtime is something I gloriously await for.
I know, right? I know.
And I'm like, yeah, but no. No, I'm just gonna go to bed early. It's fine.
Yeah. Sleep is a good thing. Sleep
Mhm.
is a good thing. These kids that don't want naps, they don't know what they're giving up.
I know. I fought for years as a small human about naps, and then I fought for years as a teenager about bedtimes. I'm 41 in March, and oh my God, I love my bedtime.
Oh my
I
God.
love my bedtime so much. I love making my bed. I love.
Okay, so we
I eat my vegetables. My childhood self would be offended,
you're very
mortally
good
offended.
at adulting. Good for you. So let's do a little recap from last week. You
Absolutely.
and I both had our sweater patterns picked out. We
Hmm.
knew what we were going to do. And
Hmm.
then we jumped on here,
Uh-huh.
and a lovely knitter named Vanessa said,
Uh-huh.
hey,
Notice
have
how
you?
we throw Vanessa under the bus.
She was the enabler for our
Mhm.
sweaters. And she's like, have you guys looked at let me see if I get it right. Simple summer tweed top down v-neck.
Yeah.
That's a lot of words. I got to think which order did I go in?
The hardest part of the pattern, the name.
No. Oh, sorry.
That's fine. It happens.
So, yeah. So then we both jumped on the bandwagon. We like looked it up on Ravelry, and
We were
we're
like, we are gonna, ooh, shiny.
yeah, we can't
This
not.
doesn't take long. Does not take long for us, guys. Nor is it difficult for us to go, yeah, why not? That could be
Yeah.
fun. Let's give it a try. Uh-oh. Whoops, it is. Oh, my nose.
So
Oh.
yeah. So we decided last week that we were just going to switch our patterns,
Mhm.
and we did. So did you stick with the summer V-neck, or did you?
I did stick with the summer tweed V-neck, yes.
Okay, me too.
Yeah,
Me too. And are you liking it?
I am. I am.
Are you?
I am grateful I put in a lifeline because I already have a story, because of course I already have a story.
Oh,
And I have to remember that I'm visually impaired. I know for the most part we can just ignore that factoid of my existence because I have a lot of workarounds for it. Um, but it is far more difficult for me to just start a pattern than it is for other people because I have to convert PDFs into a format that I can use.
right, right,
So
right.
I lose time doing that. I lose a lot of time doing that actually. I in fact lost 2 whole days.
Oh no.
So I didn't cast on until Sunday.
Okay. Well, then you're only one day behind me because I cast on Saturday. I did not cast on Friday.
So, while we officially wrap up next Friday, if I'm super short and I finish before the end of the weekend, I'm calling it a success 14-day win because I simply had to do some additional work just
Yes.
to be able to read the pattern. Because PDFs are not screen reader friendly. They are pictures. They are not a Word document. So they are not, by their very nature, not accessible documentation. You have to work to make them accessible. So I had to I had to do some work. I had to do
Wow.
some.
Okay, and that's fair, right?
Yeah,
Because and for everybody who's watching, if you're doing the 2 week sweater challenge, yeah, and you get it done in 3 weeks, you do it a couple extra days.
yeah. Like if I get it, if you,
Oh, and
if
a
I,
win.
if I bind off Sunday evening, I've done it in 14 days because I didn't cast on until Sunday evening. So
And
Yeah.
that's right. I mean, this is all about just having fun, challenging ourselves a little bit,
Absolutely.
seeing what we can do when we put our mind to it, right?
Oh yeah. Oh
And
yeah. And there are some people who are blowing us right out of the water. Jen, you know who you are. Just
okay, she's in here in the chat. I saw her. So you guys,
she took a break today because that's how much she's gotten done.
you know what? Okay, should we show some actual knitting here?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's right
Where are
here.
you?
It's
Should we
all
show?
right. Ooh, it's a blob of purple. Blob of purple.
Look
Purple
at that.
blob. Purple blob. Okay,
So
so I do not put sleeves on waist yarn because it takes a very long time to pick up stitches when you can't see stitches. It is a bit of a nuisance. So my sleeves are on a long, just another spare needle. But I got myself split for the sleeves.
yay.
Barely, but we're there. We're into the body.
But
I needed to be 3/4 done with the body. Nope. No. But I did my V-neck increases. You can see we got a V-neck going on there. They're a
yeah.
little weird and a little drapey because I also knit inside out, so technically what I see is this,
Okay.
the purl side.
Okay.
But I am making progress on the body. I read the body of the stockinette, and you just go in the stockinette till you reach your length and then bind off, right?
Yeah.
It's supposed to roll. I want it to roll. It's supposed to have a rolled edge. I'm going to do 2 rows of 1 by 1 ribbing. And then I'm going to knit stockinette so that the curl only comes up to the 1 by 1 ribbing and stops.
Okay, so this is on the bottom?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do on the bottom of the cuffs. I'm adding it in. It's not in the pattern because I don't want it to keep rolling up. I want it to stop. And I know 2 or 3 rows of ribbing will give me that buffer. And then the stockinette I do afterwards will just roll up to
Go for
that
that.
ribbing.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that for the bottom and I'm going to do that for the cuffs. But that's just because I don't want it to roll any farther up than that. Whereas at the V neck, where you connect your in your V, it stops the roll. Like it's going to stop there.
Yes.
Yeah, so the top is fine. It's just I had to figure out what to do with the hem and the cuffs because I
See,
don't want a constant rolling issue.
I haven't even looked that far. I have just been knit, 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 knit. I just actually measured from so there's my sleeve divide.
Yeah. Oh, you've got way more on the go than I do.
So, well, I knew that like
Well,
tonight,
you were
Friday,
babysitting tonight.
yeah. Scarlett came last night. So Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, and pretty much all day Sunday. I
Mhm.
knew my knitting is going to be
Limited.
drastically limited.
Yeah.
So I really, really, really tried to get as much done as I could last Saturday and Sunday.
Sometimes I can catch your movements with what's left of my peripheral vision, and so my eye adjusts and goes, "What is Louise doing?" Oh no, that's not Louise. That's her granddaughter. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so I figured out I have to knit. Haircut would have been a grand idea for tonight.
May I suggest braiding your hair?
I know I should have done something. Usually she actually leaves my hair alone, but just before we started tonight, um, yeah, she was playing with my hair. What was I saying? What was I? Oh, I was saying I figured out, I did the whole thing, like how many um grams, like I thought was the pattern was gonna
Oh,
do.
okay. Yeah. Well, you
And
like to do that, like how much you have to do a day to stay on track. Like you like to
yeah,
break it down that far.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Because otherwise I knit and knit and I don't have a goal and I never know if I'm like where I should be, if I've knit too much or not enough. And so I need to knit 28 grams a day,
Okay.
which works out to 4 hours a day of knitting.
Okay. So like not unachievable when you're not babysitting.
That's right. So last week, so Saturday and Sunday, Saturday I knit quite a bit. Sunday I knit all day, like probably 12 hours.
That's a
And
lot of knitting.
yeah, it was. So, and I got ahead. I had knit
Guys,
part
I
of
promise my nose will stop eventually. It's just water. It's because I forgot to take my allergy meds on time. So, and I have a nasal spray. So, like, right now, my nose is overly angry because I just shot nasal spray up it like an hour ago. And it
so
can breathe, but it hates oxygen. So it's an issue at the moment.
oh
It
dear.
will calm down here shortly.
So yeah, so I tried on last Sunday to get ahead of the game, and I was a little bit ahead because, as we know, Mondays I don't have a whole lot of knitting time either. So, but then Tuesday and Wednesday I was able to stay on track. Yesterday, Scarlett arrived right after I was done work, so I only got about half of what I needed to get done for Thursday. So I'm I'm behind, but I'm right where I basically knew I was going to be. So hopefully
Excellent.
Sunday I'll be able to um, do a bit of catching up, and we'll see what next week brings.
Well, you'll either be able to catch up or you'll take a very serious nap.
I know that's what I'm thinking. I know Sunday I don't want to be so exhausted that I just literally have to have a sleep when she leaves. Right?
There are some perks to being the grandparent, and it's giving the child back is I am told a great perk after a while.
Yeah.
Because you know there's an end in sight.
Oh, that's right. Hey, all right.
I do not miss that stage. I do not miss that stage. For all of you people holding out hope that one day I will want kids, the answer is no. The answer is no. They're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I have no interest in children.
Okay, do you want to talk for a second? I'm going to make a bottle.
You're gonna make a bottle?
I'm going to make a bottle.
I'm gonna
And
sneeze, and then I'm going to describe the woes of the week.
all right. Okay, yes. Let me check. Yes, because you said you have a lifeline in, right?
I had a lifeline, and yep,
Okay. So let me just find where
we are in chat.
there. Okay. There. I'm just going to mute myself for a second.
Okay.
I will listen to your story.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Okay, so I cast on Sunday night. So I had to figure things out. I'm using a DK weight yarn on a Aran weight project. So a gauge swatch was required. I did my gauge swatch. I found out I was pretty close to stitch marker gauge. So it was fine. I did some quick math, which is literally how many stitches I got per inch multiplied by my upper bust measurement, which is the measurement I use to make sweaters. Match that stitch total up to how many stitches I should have on the body after increases. That's the size I need. Cool, awesome. Wrote it down, moved on with my day. The other thing I have to remember with my gauge swatches, which I did remember, is that my row gauge is always off. I always get more height per stitch than I do for like anything else. It doesn't seem to matter what the project is. If I've got gauge, my row is off. It's okay, fine. I did my initial increases and I dropped in a lifeline because I always end up cutting out something in the yoke to get that right depth in my yoke measurement. Short row shaping, if they've got a longer rows, if they've got like multiple rows between increase rounds, I tend to have to drop a couple of those so that I can be at the right measurement in length as the pattern calls for, so that the sweater sits properly. That's just the nature of how I knit. That's fine. That's no problem. So I did the first round of increases, which I can talk about because it's a free pattern. We did those flat because I was doing V-neck. So I did, which is interesting because I was smart about this. I read through all my increases and then I wrote out and charted what increases I needed to do when. So I knew what I had to do because she had the increases broken down into front back panels and into sleeve panels, which is fine because you're primarily doing your V-neck increases and your sleeves and your back panel increases at the same time. You've got a couple of V-necks that are a little weird, and you got a couple of sleeve back ones that are a little weird. And you do the first 20 some odd repeats. I think it's like 20 repeats where you're doing all of it at the same time. Then you split it up and you got like 2 rows in between or 3 rows in between or whatever. I don't even remember anymore. I dropped the lifeline in when I stopped doing all of the increases at the same time. And we started going like instead of every other row, it was every fourth row you were doing your increases. And I started by doing every fourth row, and then I measured, and I would have had my armpit like down to here. So I was like, that's not gonna work. So I had to on Wednesday rip back. This is the widest part of the sweater, guys. Like I'm going around the sleeves and my whole body, and I make a 47, 48 bust measurement. That's the size I make. So I had to rip back to where I had connected for the V, because that's when you change your decreases essentially. Reconnect, and then I had to take out that every fourth row and just do every other row, finish my increases. And even then, I'm still just a bit longer than I should be. Then I was able to split for my sleeves. So I had to knit like the widest part of my sweater twice. Twice on a 2 week sweater challenge. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's
That
fine. It's fine. You survived.
that
I may have complained at Asa sometime Wednesday or Thursday, going, "Oh my God, why?"
that was unfortunate. That
This
was
is my second V-neck sweater, so like I've only ever done one other V-neck sweater pattern, so this is still a relatively new increasing method to me.
uh, well, my
Apparently, that sip of tea had a tea leaf in it. Little. Okay.
oh my the increasing part actually worked out to a good depth for the armhole for me. I was happy. So
It's my row gauge, right? Every time it's off. Every time it's off. Once I get gauge, my row gauge is just out to lunch. It's fine. I know that. And I mean, I have to knit like 22 inches from under my armpit. I'll take that extra incremental row gauge on the body
yeah,
every
yeah,
time. But it means I have to pay attention to my yoke space to make sure that I get the right dimensions. Because
right.
this in here is like the only place on the flipping body I am short. So like I need like the medium 7 inch depth, but by the time you get to my size, it's like 9 inches, 8 or 9 inches, and I'm like, I'm actually short there.
Right there.
I'm like, it's a weird plate, but that can't be normal sized anywhere. Okay, I have to be short in one spot and long everywhere else. Like it doesn't like my wingspan is what is equivalent to like a snowy owl or something ridiculous like that. Like knitting sleeves is a whole thing. I have size 10 plus feet, so like my foot is 10 inches long. Like, but this is where I'm short. This is where I'm
Yeah.
short. Like I could, okay, fine. What do I know?
Well,
Bodies.
yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Everybody's different.
I mean, technically, I'm regularly heighted in the torso. It's just when I stand up, I don't look like I'm 5'7". I'm nearly 6 feet tall. My legs are so long. Just fine. It's not the end of the world, but oh man. But so yeah, no, I got a lot of body left in it, and I got a lot of sleeve left in it, and I'm like, oh god. At least there's no ribbing. I will say this. I really loved the no ribbing aspect.
Well, that's good because I was just getting to the point where I was measuring to see like where I was going to have to start ribbing because I hadn't actually looked at the pattern. I just got to the point where it said knit 18 inches or something.
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
bind off.
But um that's even easier. Like no
Uh-huh,
ribbing.
uh-huh.
Hallelujah. That may help me if I don't have to do ribbing because ribbing is a little slower for me than just knitting.
Now again, I want to add in at that bottom hem at least 2 rows, possibly 3 rows of 1 by 1 ribbing, and then knit 2 inches of stockinette
Yeah.
so that it will curl, but it's only going to curl up so far.
Okay.
And that ribbing is going to stop it from curling anymore, or like an inch below or something. Because I know if the rolling at the bottom doesn't stop, it will drive me up the wall. Because I will be constantly fiddling with my hemline of my sweater. But if I know that it's only going to go so far, then that's it. I
And
don't
then
have to
you
worry
have a
about
nice
it.
little rolled edge. Okay, so what did everybody, well, I'll look here in the chat in a second, but what has everybody else done in that situation for a rolled hem? I know
Yeah, I'd love to know.
I have always done just like one round of purling. So you get one
Oh,
purl ridge line
That's a good idea too.
That generally stops it from rolling as well. But I kind of like your idea of putting a little ribbing there. I've never tried that, so maybe I might
I
try.
thought ribbing, but like if a pearl bump works, I would much rather just do a pearl bump.
Sometimes it does. It usually does, but I know in some cases I have had it does roll up just past that.
Mm,
That's why I'd love to know what
about the
other
ribbing.
people have done. Like, have you just done the pearl one round and found it works fine? Or have you done Jocelyn's idea of the ribbing? That would be good to get some
Absolutely.
opinions.
Yeah, because I thought about it for half a second and I was like, it would probably stop that. A couple of rows of ribbing.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's look here in the chat. So Jen says she's back knitting on her sweater now. Oh,
She
Linda
was
said, very good, ladies.
took the day off work because it's no longer a work at the work desk sweater. I'm like, dude, it's like over half a sweater plus sleeves. She's at day 8 plus sleeves.
Oh my God. I know that does not surprise me. She is so speedy. But she is just like an inspiration to all of us.
So she's like, I took a break. I encouraged the break, guys. I encouraged the break. I need a chance to catch up. I heavily encouraged the break.
Yeah, don't show us up too badly.
Oh, it's fine. It does not bother me the slightest. I know Jen knits faster than I do.
No,
No
absolutely
problem.
not. It doesn't bother me
No
either.
problem. She's got grandkids and family to knit for. She
Yeah, so
needs
you got to be
she needs
fast
to
when you
go
get that.
fast. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Well, okay, so let's see. I'm going to read Nikki's comment. Nikki said, she cast on the V-neck also,
Oh,
but
lovely.
her 2-week sweater is the crocheted cardigan called the habitation cardigan. It's a cocoon cardigan
Mhm.
that has more shaping and a big shawl collar than others.
Yeah.
Yes, I saw the picture and it looks really nice and cozy. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Okay, Nikki and Jen need to have a knit off. Nikki said, I just have the collar to do, so I stopped to make a hat.
Yo.
Okay, you guys, show offs.
Oh my word. All
That's good.
right.
That's awesome. Oh, hey,
All
Carol.
right. I don't know about those two.
I know. That's good. See, it's just inspiration. I love it. But you don't have to be worried about or think sweaters need to take months and months
Oh
because
no. No, no, no.
clearly they don't. What are you doing?
No, 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 no.
Um, so
Gotta do this quietly because it's wood on wood. So my computer desk is really high so that I sit up properly. And so that I can have my chair at the right height for my long legs to have my hips and knees at 90 degrees and my feet flat on the floor, right?
yeah,
Except every once in a while you want to put your feet up. So I don't remember. We've had the foot like my mom's had a standing like a step stool thing since like I was like Scarlet's age, I suspect.
yeah,
Like it's been with us forever. Dad refinished it and gave it back to mom and figured out how it was put together and presented it. My mom's like, oh, and I immediately asked for one. So did my sister. Like we coveted this stool thing because it would fold
yeah.
out and it had 2 steps, but it had a nice broad seat at the bottom at the top. So my dad made 2 for us, and like he put his not insignificant size 6'2" man frame on top of it and jumped to make sure it was sturdy. So like this thing is not falling apart. But I have it under my desk so that I can fold the footstools down, the steps down, and put my feet
Yeah.
on the steps because I don't have a footstool under my computer desk.
Oh, well, that works.
Hence the whole be careful because I didn't want to drop my wooden footstool steps on my hardwood floor. The microphone would absolutely pick that up.
Yeah.
It's a bit loud, but my feet are rested. I feel much better now.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And hopefully my nose is slowing down.
Oh, listen to this. Linda's here and she said, I'm hoping to get the body done on the pressed flowers cardigan.
Ooh, that is a complex cardigan.
Yeah,
It is
yeah.
gorgeous, though. It is so pretty. So pretty.
Liz said, great progress.
I'm proud of it.
Yeah, I'm happy with where I am.
I
Oh, Liz
still think I
said,
can get done in 2 weeks because I'm considering my final deadline Sunday.
excuse me, guys. Well, absolutely. Well, totally. Liz had to order needles for her sweater.
Mm.
Baby kitten. Yes, that's it. I always have to double check that one. Oh, I feel you. Sinus, migraine, and blurry vision. Oh, yeah. So you're not
So
good
my
now. That's too
my
bad.
Tuesday.
Oh, okay. So Louise said sometimes she does a garter hem.
Mhm.
Okay, yes, that would be a good option. Now, if I was to do a garter hem, I think I would either decrease some stitches or go down a needle size.
Yeah,
We usually do that, Louise, so it doesn't. I find sometimes if I switch right to from stockinette to garter, it kind of flares out because
just a
it's
hit.
stretchier. Um,
I think I would only do a garter hem if I was splitting the hem so I didn't have to purl. Not because I can't purl in the round, but because I forget if I'm on a knit round or a purl round, and then my garter becomes stockinette again.
oh, okay.
So I probably won't do that. I think I'm gonna definitely try the ribbing technique. But though the garter is a good idea. That'd be a quick, easy way to do it.
Yes, it would. Now, Jude, I think it's Jude. Yes, Jude says here. So boxy. Okay. Now, see, I forgot about this, Jude. I know my boxy hem roll. So Jude says boxy has 3 rows of ribbing at the bottom, and that does not stop the rolling. Yes, so it's just on the bottom. And yeah, because if you don't do enough ribbing, it will not.
It won't stabilize. I don't know how much ribbing I'd have to do to stabilize, right? But I know for sure I gotta do something.
Because you're talking about knitting the body, then
Yes.
doing a little bit of ribbing,
Yeah, and then knitting
and
more underneath.
so then it will curl, but it will only curl to the ribbing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not knitting and then doing it just a hint of ribbing and then binding off. I want to do the
yeah,
hint of
but-
ribbing, more stockinette, then bind off.
yeah, yes. Because you're right, Jude, because my boxy, it does mine curls too. Let's see what other people have said in here.
Mind you, for a boxy, I don't think that's too big of a problem, given that you literally are wearing the largest square of rectangle for your body size on your person.
Yes.
Shape really isn't a thing with a boxy sweater. It is in fact
No,
meant to be shapeless.
it
That
is.
is that is the definition of a boxy.
Big and comfy. Big and
Maybe.
comfy.
Yeah.
But
I know Jen made one for herself. She made the lacy boxy. She brought it to
okay.
the Manitoba Fiber Festival, I think like 2 years ago or 3 years ago or something now. Anyway, she made it in her size, and I put it on me, and me and Jen are not the same size. And it was fitted on me, and I was like, oh, see, no, I would wear this. Like it's meant to be baggy, and I'm like, no. I wouldn't wear this if it was baggy, but I like it fitted.
Well, that's what I was thinking when I was planning to do ranunculus last week, and I was not going to do it because it was talking like 13 inches of positive ease. And I'm like, I don't
No,
want it that
no,
big.
no.
Um,
I have a couple of oversized sweaters. I rarely, if ever, wear them. They serve a very niche purpose for me.
hmm,
And lounging around the house, really not it. Guys, let's be honest. I use my Tribeca trench coat as my house coat around the house in the morning.
yeah.
Mm. And my moonbound cardigan, it takes the garbage out. That's what it does.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's good. Okay. Oh, I think we got some. Okay, let's look here.
I want my nose to stop bugging me.
Oh, Cindy said she had to pull hers out. It was too big. Um, oh, you were knitting a medium?
Mm.
Okay. So did you switch needle sizes or did you just cast on a small? Cindy said found it too big, so out it came. There you go. Are you gonna cast on
Public
again, Cindy? Okay, so Jen here says the Radari sweater I knit used 4 or 5 rows of stockinette and then 4 rows of ribbing for it.
Okay.
Okay. So that's so equal amount. So four rounds of ribbing and then
4
another
rounds of stockinette.
4 or 5 of stockinette at the end. So you get just a nice little curl.
Girl.
And
Yeah, I can do
you
that.
found the ribbing held it nice. Hi, Sam.
I could totally commit to 4 rounds of 1 by 1
Yeah,
ribbing.
I could do
That's nothing.
I
I
could
want
do
to stop blowing water out my nose so bad. Okay.
um,
Oh,
okay, so Jen says yes, the stockinette rolls up, the ribbing is quick and nice, the bottom of the sweater stayed solid. Okay. So maybe I think I will try that. I like your idea, Jocelyn,
yeah.
of adding the ribbing in there. I will try that.
Because really, it's one by one rib, and like 4 rounds, that's nothing. That's so easy to commit to.
That's easy to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Not like you have
It's
to
it's
do
not it's not asking me to do like 2 inches of ribbing because that
yeah.
feels like doesn't matter what it is. 2 inches of ribbing drives me nuts. I know why we do it. I put it in patterns. I understand its purpose. Doesn't mean I enjoy it. But 4 rounds, yeah, I could do 4 rounds.
Yeah, I could do that. Okay. Oh, I'm so glad
Is
that
she
you brought
settling down?
that up. Yeah, she's almost asleep. So
That's good. That is a skill set that will carry her far. I call it the dad nap ability. I can take a nap anywhere, anytime, any place. If I am tired, I will find a quiet chair in a corner in the middle of a house party and take a nap. And I don't care. I have a full-fledged nap. I wake up refreshed. It is an astonishingly rare skill set that I think we need to encourage more people to have if they can do it, is that capacity to just close your eyes and have like a 15, 20-minute nap. I call it the dad nap skill because my dad is so known in his workplaces for his post-lunch nap
yeah.
that I would actually show up or call, and they would be like, "Oh, your dad just had lunch." I'll be like, "Oh, okay, I'll call back. He's having his nap." Like, was known throughout the offices for it because he would just put his feet up at his desk, tip his cowboy hat down over his face in the middle of a open office work planned and building of engineers and carpenters, and take a 15 to 20-minute nap.
Good for him. Good for him.
But it's a skill set. And I'm like, yes, I have cultivated that skill set. And university was very handy because I didn't have to go to a quiet space. I could just put my head down on my library desk, studying at, take a 15-minute nap, wake up, and go back to work. Invaluable life skill, being able to nap anywhere.
I agree. I agree. Oh, Cindy, I like how that looks with the small, okay, small roll. Oh, Sam finished her hat.
Oh, congratulations. Well done.
Sitting.
The first one's always the hardest. After that, it gets much easier.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then it'll be like, why in the world was this a problem for me? We all do it.
I know.
We all do it. It is totally a thing. But yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
4 rows of ribbing and then 4 rows of stockinette, then bind off. I could totally do that.
so the 18 inches, that's accounting for a little bit of a roll, so it won't be quite. How long are you going to knit yours? Because oh, you've got it.
I got to go to 20 inches.
Yeah, because you've got a long and see, and I'm thinking,
Well, okay, it's not that I have a
yeah,
long torso, it's I'm trying to balance out the 36-inch inseam that is my legs. So my sweaters actually stop like just below my butt because I'm visually trying to lengthen my torso to balance my legs. So I either look really good at an empire waistline, like right under the girls, or I
yeah,
have to drop that waist hem to just below my butt.
right,
Otherwise, I visually look kind of off. So it's a balance thing. So that's what I do. It's why I wear long tank tops. I wear long cardigans. I wear skirts, but like my waistband and my hemlines are wildly different. It's just so that I look more proportionate.
right.
Yes.
So, and she said 18 inches is from the sleeve divide, right?
I believe it was 18 inches from underarm, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Which is a good length for a sweater for like most people. They really just need 18 inches. Like obviously if you're short torso, you'd want a few or a touch fewer inches. Obviously if you're longer torso or you're doing what I'm doing, you need a few more inches.
yeah. And I'm thinking I'm going to do a little less.
So then you'd want to go, well, I mean, you'll know your row gauge. You can see your stitches, right? So like you can count how many
My word.
inches 8 rows will cost you.
18 inches is,
Oh yeah, that's way too long for you.
yeah, that's like way under my butt.
Yeah, that's not going to work for you.
So I'm thinking, yeah, and I've got 11 inches knit right now.
Okay. Well,
So
how
I'm
many inches is 4 rows for you?
And that is one thing I have not tried to figure. I haven't. I don't know because that wasn't really.
Well, it would just be it would just like lay out your knitting flat, then count up 4 rows
Yeah,
and then measure it, right?
let me see.
I discovered yesterday I had a cut on my pinky finger when I chopped up the onion for the curry I made. Oh my God, it hurt.
Oh no, that
I
would burn.
was like, I'll just dice this onion. Oh, I got a cut on my finger, people. There's some woes happening. Because that would be the big thing, right? Like once you know how much length you get from, sorry, 8 rows, because 4 rows of ribbing, 4 rows of stockinette, then you know, and you know how long you want it to be when it's finished. Assume you lose the 4 rows of stockinette to the curl,
Yes.
and then just make sure you've knit to whatever your full length minus whatever your final 4 rows are.
Yeah. So basically, go. Yes. So I'm
That
getting
makes sense.
six and a half,
Did I add enough words?
6.5 rows or rounds to the inch.
Okay.
So if I go,
And you want to stop at 15, 16 inches?
yeah, I think so.
Well, then just stop an inch shy of that, right?
Yeah. And then do an inch. Yeah. Do the
Do your
ribbon.
do your ribbing and then do your 4 rows of stockinette, and then because you're going to lose those 4 rows of
Yeah.
stockinette anyway, they're going to curl up. Then that should be
Yeah.
fine.
I
That
think
should
it.
take you right.
Okay. This kid is so funny. She was almost asleep here. And
Uh-huh.
then just a second ago, I don't think she popped her head up quite high enough, but she just lifted her head up, gave
Hmm.
this big smile, eyes wide open,
Uh-huh.
and now she's out like a light.
Yeah. Uh, I think my niece would have been like 4 or 5. Anyway, she had one of those folding foam couches. And we'd put her to bed. At 4 or 5, you know what you do, right? You get put to bed, you get out of bed, you get put back in bed, you get out of bed, you get like, we all know the routine, right? We'd finally thought she'd fallen asleep. My mom and me and my sister were hanging out in the living room, and we must have been watching something together, right? And all of a sudden, as my sister gets up and goes to the bathroom, and I just hear, Mom, Jocelyn, come here, be quiet. This kid had pulled her couch out into the hallway and was sleeping with her butt in the air, draped over her couch. Like her butt was in the air, like her limbs were widthwise across the hallway. I was the only one with legs long enough to get over said child and couch to be able to pick her up. Like, I
So
think we
funny.
took photos. Absolutely the most ridiculous. Just watching the three of us try to figure out how to get her back into bed without waking she out cold. Kids will sleep in the weirdest locations. It cannot be comfortable.
So you got I well,
Apparently it is.
okay. This may just balance out. If
It
I
might.
don't have, so this weekend, if I don't have time to get my 28 ounces, my 4 hours of knitting done,
Mhm.
and I'm cutting off, I mean,
2 inches, pretty much.
that may,
May let you catch up quicker.
it may let me catch up. This may be
Yeah.
being short for once is going to work in my favor.
I will loan you height any day of the week. Anytime you want to be higher, taller, the moment we figure out how to do that, I am game. Man, I am game so much it's not even funny.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so that has given me, well, I'm still gonna knit as much as I can, but
Well, yeah.
let's see, and I mean, honest to goodness, like just the amount that I've got knit this week makes me so happy.
It's always
So,
one of those ones that I'm just like, oh man, you know what's gonna happen the first Monday after the sweater challenge, and you get distracted. People are gonna be like, Louise, remember that 2 week sweater challenge?
well, wait, I've got the yarn all ready for Monday's cast on. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
My sister's birthday is literally tomorrow. I have not casted on her cowl. I messaged her and I was like, I'm 2 weeks sweater knit challenging. She's like, meh, I'll get it when I get it. It's fine.
Oh my goodness. Well, I'm excited. Like so far, I'm loving knitting the sweater.
I'm enjoying the pattern.
I'm
I wanna
enjoying the pattern.
try crew cut. I like the if I like it and I it's one of those ones that I find like the wood rose, I wear it a lot, I will make more. Because
Yeah.
again, this is DK weight, right? Like and DK is as heavy as I want it to go from now on because worsted is too hard for me to wear.
Well, I'm loving this. Loving the yarn. I love knitting with it.
Good.
And um I'm like really, really happy with how the colors are striping up in it.
Oh, that's looking lovely.
I'm really, really liking it.
Oh,
All the way around. I'm liking it.
such a
I
pretty
did
yarn.
have to, for all of the increase sections,
Hmm.
I did have to get a like pen and paper and write it out.
I had to
Like,
do because
yeah,
they're so split. I was like, I am not gonna nail this if I don't write out a chart.
I, yep. So I'm writing out every other body sleeve, and then then this is every fourth, and this is every two, and this is twice more, and this is four more. And yeah, so I had it. That was the only thing that I did take a little bit. And when I first read it, I was like, oh my goodness. I'm like, what the what is doing what when?
Hmm. Hmm.
So, but once I took the time and I wrote it out, easy peasy.
Oh yeah, writing it out totally helped me. I made one large chart, and then I made the front and back one, and the sleeves two, and the V-neck three.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote down all of the rows. I just charted out all of the rows in a grid, and then I wrote 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, like whatever it had to be.
Yeah.
And then every time I finished a row, I just put the letter F for finished, and then the
Yeah.
F told me what row I was on.
Whatever works, right?
Oh,
But yeah, definitely I had,
otherwise, oh
but
man, no way I would have managed these increases otherwise.
I do like how she wrote it out and it was very consolidated. Like
Hmm.
the pattern is like very short, and it's just those increases. I like how she wrote them out because it was instead of like writing like pages for all the sizes, it was just all there. So I
For
did like
for that extra little work that I ended up doing, it was totally worth not having to scroll back and forth across 50 billion pages
that. Yeah.
to read different written instructions because you didn't remember. Like it was just absolutely, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
You gave us this pattern for free. I could sit here and make a Google document table chart to write my numbers and letters in. That is not a
Yeah.
problem.
No. No, I'm super happy with it. So um yeah, I'm loving it. So and really I'll just have, wait and see how much I get done. Next Friday when we check, well, when we're here, we'll
Mm,
see. But I mean, overall, I'm not going to be disappointed.
no, not at
Project.
all.
I've got so much. I mean, like seriously, guys, I almost have body done in a
I
week.
know. That's
Who
insane.
would have thought I could do that?
I mean, I
Nobody.
because I've seen how fast you can knit.
Well, I can, but see that, yeah, I think the whole thing is, right? I haven't knit anything else.
Yeah. Uh,
Focus.
yes.
My word. Do you pick a word for the year? Do you guys pick a word for the year? I
No.
I picked a word. Next
Oh,
year it needs to be focus.
next year needs to be focus. Okay. What's it this year?
Um,
Huh,
what is it
huh,
this year?
huh.
Oh my gosh. Oh, it's
Dog
create.
season.
My word for this year is create.
It's a good word.
Yeah, I liked it. I had to think about it for a second. But yeah,
Almighty.
oh my goodness.
I wish I could tell you guys that this is
Uh,
different from any other day of my week, but this is not. This is actually just a day. This is the
uh,
normal thing while I'm waiting for my meds to kick in.
well, at least you know they're gonna kick in. So sure,
Yes.
send me a picture of your hat.
Yeah, my nose no longer feels like it's on fire because it's so open. So we're almost there.
Oh,
And it means my eyeballs will stop watering shortly too.
so Cindy said that she will restart tomorrow. She's just too mad at her knitting right now. So
Absolutely no, no. Take a day off.
yeah.
Take a day off.
Yeah.
Because really, Cindy, your 2 week starts tomorrow when you cast on.
There you go. And then yes, you can just carry on with your own
Yep.
2-week time schedule. Hi, Catherine.
Absolutely.
Oh, Sam thinks hats are hard to do. Well, then don't do them.
There's that.
You know what? Yeah, do what makes you happy. Tracy's, oh yes, everything is hard. Everything new is hard. Practice makes it easier. That's right.
Mhm.
That's right. Let's see. My comments just went wonky here. Let me backtrack here.
I know I was telling a friend the other day I was hand sewing, and they're like, "How could you hand sew? It's so hard." I'm like, "No, I'm not good at it because I don't practice. There's a difference. The technique itself is not hard." And I mean, quite frankly, I look like a 12-year-old who's hand stitching instead of a 4-year-old who's hand stitching, so there has been improvement.
There you go. And that's
Everyone's like,
okay.
you should show us your seams of your head. No, absolutely not, guys. It's never going to happen. They are absolutely garbage. They are never being filmed. I'm never showing the public. They're staying on the inside of my garments where no one needs to know they exist but me.
Oh, hey, Sally. Oh, Sally just got the notification. Oh, I know. YouTube is sometimes funny and slow.
They don't always send it out.
No.
Ha!
So let's what else? Okay, yes, so we should hold up our sweaters again for Sally if she
Sure.
didn't do them. I'm not sure how long the comment was, but if anybody
Wow.
else just came in. So this is my sweater. There's the arms. That's the
Here's
side.
mine. My arms, I don't have as much body,
No, if you're on, you've got them
but I'm
divided.
on the body. I've divided for sleeves. There are holes. There is
That's
on
it.
purpose holes.
On purpose holes.
That was nice. How much am I done on the body? Done.
So
About 3.5 inches
that's good.
down the body. 17 or so to go. I can't. If I could be done the body by the end of the weekend, I'd be so happy. I've got video gaming for my sister's birthday tomorrow. So my sister will be closer to 40 tomorrow. I'm the eldest. And then I have D&D that night. And then on Sunday, I have work to do for a gaming league I'm helping set up.
Oh, that's
It's a busy
exciting.
weekend.
Oh, see, you just said so this weekend is the Lunar
Super
New.
Bowl and Lunar New Year, yeah. Super Bowl.
Yes. Oh yeah, Super Bowl weekend too.
Mhm.
Oh, nice.
Lots going on this weekend.
Yep. And we're knitting sweaters through it all. Oh, hi,
To be
Nancy.
fair, if I still lived with my brother-in-law, I'd still be knitting sweaters and not doing the Super Bowl things. I'm not really a football fan.
Oh,
Well, not American football. I'll watch the occasional European football, like what we would call soccer. But I'm not really a sports ball person, so I don't really watch a lot of sports. I have been known to watch the occasional curling match. That's it. I'm gonna stop sneezing so much. There's just no telling when it'll be fully finished, but I will finish sometime in the next half hour to an hour. And then I'll only be sneezing a little bit. I just gotta make it that far.
Mm.
And then the sinus pressure, which is like the last thing to go away, will start to go down, which is why my eyes will stop watering, because my head will have stopped hurting quite so much.
Oh. Oh my gosh, you guys. All right, Sam. Look at this, everybody.
Oh, Sam, your hat looks great.
It looks perfect.
I like it.
I keep wanting to tip it down so I can like see the top of the hat. It doesn't work.
Oddly, the photo's not moving.
It's not, but it looks fantastic, Sam. The yarn's gorgeous. The colors are great. It looks like a hat.
It
It,
does look like a hat. That's
it
important.
looks perfect. It looks perfect. Good job. Cast on another one.
I think you did great.
Oh, that's so fun. All right. So we are doing good.
We're done. We're done a check-in.
We are good.
And we have one passed out child.
We do. Success all the way around.
All the way around. I
Now,
don't know where my cat is. She ate her catnip. Greenies treats, and we went a little crazy with our current favorite cat toy, ate some food, and passed out. So we were out cold somewhere, and we will reemerge sometime later tonight going, hey, what's up? Like we do.
Oh, well, you know what, guys? This has been a fun check-in.
Absolutely.
It sounds like everybody, well, Cindy had a little trouble, so she's restarting tomorrow, but that's okay.
Totally fair.
That totally is part of knitting any kind of project is
Oh,
something that's got to restart.
isn't it
But
just
yeah, here, Nancy.
a hat?
A hat. Look at
It's
gorgeous,
a very fine hat.
gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So, yeah, so really, I'm just going to, now that I've got this, the baby is hopefully out for the night.
Hopefully.
I don't know. Last night she woke up around 3 for a little while, so we'll see. I think hopefully I've tired her out today. So maybe she'll sleep all night. But yeah, I'm just gonna keep working on this. So now that I know
I'm
what I'm doing for the hem, thank
gonna
goodness.
wash my face because sometimes that helps.
Okay, yes. You hopefully, yeah, allergy meds will kick in and you'll be feeling better for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good stuff. Now, oh, did you try doing the hashtag? I don't know. I
No.
tried I tried searching it and I didn't see anything come up. So I don't know if it likes that hashtag because we were
No, I
doing
haven't.
the number
Mhm.
2 week sweater knitting challenge 2024. So I don't
Yes.
know if it's too long. Is there a length you can use for hashtags?
Not that
But
I'm aware of.
I don't know. But I'll have to look. Actually, why don't I just take a quick look right now? I had looked because I know some people were using it on Instagram for their sweaters.
To
And
be honest, the only post with the sweater even in it this week, I wasn't even talking about the sweater. I was talking about the fact that the cat bag that the sweater balls live in,
yeah.
so beloved by my cat, which is how I know she's not conscious. If she's conscious, she'd be right here. This is not a small project bag, but it has cats on it.
Yeah.
From So Shannon, right? Like it's a freaking gorgeous bag. It's a doctor bag. Opens up, doctor bag, purple on the inside. Purple inside, purple yarn. Matchy matchy. All you could see was like this much of the top of the bag because my cat was lying on the rest of it after having tried to stick her head in it. But because the bag was collapsed, she couldn't get her head into it. So
Yeah.
then she got upset and huffed at it and then lied on it to show it who's was boss. So all you could see was this top part right here and then my leg. And I took a photo of that this morning because we were knitting in bed, and I let So Shannon know that the bag is so beloved
Oh, that's
that
good.
I'm not allowed to see it.
All right.
Oh,
So
my nose.
the hashtag does work, but
I haven't posted anything for the 2 week sweater challenge. I keep forgetting to take photos. I was
um,
like, I will take photos every day this week. Totally didn't happen, guys.
that's all right. That's all right. That's just an extra thing. And but post them and tag Jocelyn and I on
Oh,
Instagram
yes.
or put them in the Fiber Friends Facebook group. And
There is a Ravelry thread on the Northern Knits podcast
for
Ravelry group. Yeah, I did open up a thread for people
okay.
if they prefer Ravelry.
Good thing. Okay, Sam said she sent me the picture. So yeah, well, everybody, oh my goodness. Look at this, a modeling picture.
Ooh, lovely.
It
Oh, it
fits.
totally fits. Ah, you're good.
Awesome, Sam. You are totally a hat knitter now. Okay, well, okay, everybody. Well, good luck with the rest of your sweater knitting. We've got the
Yes.
whole weekend ahead of us, all next week,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and we'll come back next Friday and we'll
We'll
see where
see.
we are.
You betcha.
Sleeves, body. Then we'll have a discussion. We can talk about how the ribbing worked on that one,
Yes.
see how
Yes,
uh,
absolutely.
what we think. But yeah, I think I'm going to give that a try. So good thing. Okay, well, everybody, we are going to call it a night. I'm going to
Yes.
put this little one actually into bed,
Nope.
and
I'm gonna
and
keep
yeah,
sneezing.
I've only knit a couple of rounds today here and there when I had a couple of minutes. So now I think I'm going to be able to sit down and knit for a couple hours. So get
Absolutely.
a little bit more done, get towards the end of the body on this sweater.
Good
And
news is you figured out you need 2 inches less than it calls for, so that's kind of nice.
yeah, I was pretty sure before we started talking, I stopped and I measured because I was just so focused on knit my 28 grams, knit my 28 grams. Like in
Mhm.
I've got it wrote out every day. I weigh my ball and I should be at a certain point. And then all of a sudden, fine, I'm like, wait a sec, I should be measuring because I need to know when to stop. I'm just focused on my daily allotment. And yeah, so now I will definitely have to stop a little sooner, which is good to know.
Yes. I have a ways to go, so I'm just gonna knit.
Just keep
I'm not the work it out by day person. I'm the don't bother checking till you're this many balls in person, because that's just there's no point.
yeah.
No
No,
point.
I need that. So all right. Well, anyways, guys, let's wrap it up for this
Betcha.
week. Happy
Good
knitting,
night,
guys.
everyone.
Yeah, have a great week knitting, and I can't wait to hear about everybody's sweaters next Friday.
I'm so stoked.
I know this
Yeah,
is going to be so good.
so good.
Okay, thanks for watching, everybody, and
Bye.